Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We got episode 5 here for you. Got Liam, got Ben. We're ready to talk some fantasy, ready to talk some football, ready to have a good time.
Let's do it. I'm excited, man.
I'm
excited. Week 5, we're going strong. Let's freaking do this.
Keep going, man.
Let's freaking do this.
I hope you're going as strong in your playoffs as I am. Just saying, but we'll get there later on that.
Yeah.
I'm down to one league.
I've been 2 still. We're still good.
Same.
So we're gonna start straight off today. It's a normal segment as we normally do. Gonna go straight into the money lines here. Then we're getting to my my locks and the props and everything like that. So Ben, go ahead, take your money line here.
My money line this week. I'm taking I'm taking Baltimore over Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's on a lull. I think Baltimore is Super Bowl contender. I feel like that's an easy going, 100% locked in. Baltimore over Pittsburgh.
I like that.
Pittsburgh's playing good though. They are playing good.
But they're in Baltimore this week.
They are in Baltimore.
Which when the Ravens play in Baltimore, they tend to just have this like switch on. It's just like we're home. Their fans
get crazy.
Dude, I went to their game, like I said.
Yeah.
Dude, they against the Denver. Dude, those fans just absolutely rock that place.
Yeah,
like it's crazy. They have a guy out there. I call him the crazy Raven, who literally takes his shirt off after everything and starts waving around. He does the chants for him. They go crazy out there. So I do think that this week Baltimore will be good there. I have the Bills this week. Over the good old New England Patriots. Again, easy choice. Like I said, I try to choose someone I haven't chose before.
If I hadn't chose them the last 2 weeks, I would have chose them again.
So that's what I'm saying. I try to choose someone, everything like that.
But they did beat the Lions last week. I just have to point that out. The Bills did beat the Lions.
Called it. It's a good upset to call. It really is. I went with Miami this week. They're playing San Francisco. San Fran is struggling.
Are they really?
Yeah, they're struggling.
Yeah.
Debo doesn't look like Debo. They don't have Brandon Ayuk. It's really running. They lost every running back I think that they have. They're down to George Kittle and a kind of banged up Brock Purdy. So I'm taking Miami. They're playing in a home. They're playing at Miami, and they are on the bubble for a playoff spot. So they're going to be going for it. And they just came off a win at Jacksonville. I like them this week.
They're good. I also, coming up later on the segment, I do like talking more about them. I do think their loss last week definitely did put them in a position where they have to either if they want to do something, they have to do something. It's this week from here on out.
Yeah.
Miami won last week.
Did they really?
Against Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the other way around. Sorry, my bad.
They lost the 3 weeks.
That one. Sorry, I thought they lost last week to Jacksonville.
Yeah, but going back, you had Philly, right?
No, we're
No,
going
he
into
had
that
the
yet.
Buffalo Bills, man.
I had Buffalo Bills.
Never mind.
We'll get to the props next year, which you know what?
Just getting excited. I'm getting antsy.
Liam's locks.
We're going to my
Liam's
locks real quick here. And I'll explain
Liam's
everything,
locks.
So.
Break out the briefcase,
Always,
baby.
man, with my good old locks in here. I did well last week. I don't know how you guys did.
2 for 3. I didn't hit on Montgomery touchdown. He got hurt, but
the Jamar Chase one cooked me because he only needed 4 more yards. But
Oh my gosh, I know.
that's brutal. That's a brutal miss to miss that right there.
No, I good. But anyway, going straight into the locks here. First one this week, I'm doing the spreads. It's kind of more of what I've statistically looked at, seen better here.
Yeah.
I already know you're going to rebuttal me on this one, but I had the Philadelphia Eagles 3.5 over the Washington Commanders. My reasoning for that is the Eagles are overall the best team in their division.
Yeah.
Sadly, as much as I don't want to admit it, they have Saquon, who is literally
freaking nature.
Freaking nature at the moment.
Yeah.
And looking back at the last Commanders game, Saquon put over 100 yards rushing with 2 touchdowns.
He's gonna do it.
The Commanders' defense is for running is not
Rico
the best.
Dowdle had a game against them. He started the Commander started Rico Dowdle's little Terry zone right now.
That's what I'm saying.
He played them, woke him up, and then he's been hot since.
That run defense is going to be rough. It's going to be a really close game. I absolutely it's going to be a close game. It's going to be bread and butter, but I think Saquon's going to be the ultimate turning hand on that game for them.
Yeah, no. I think, like you said, Eagles are in the lead of the division. Washington wants it. They've had the best year they've had in years. It's in Washington.
Since
We're approaching
RG3.
playoffs. I think there's a huge chance that Washington's going to come ready to play. They know Saquon's on a Terry even
Saquon's
if
not
he's
new
not
for
on a
them.
tear, he's tearing it up.
Saquon's not new for them.
Yeah,
They
no.
play Saquon twice a year since he got drafted.
Yeah,
because they
no.
play the
But that's-
Giants.
So and
that's what I'm
I think that if they can potentially slow Saquon down a little bit,
if they can make his
and
passing
they
game, they have a
take the
chance.
hype that they have right now to try to take the division close to playoffs. We're in Washington. I think potentially they could overcome Philly. That would be that.
Hey.
I think that's going to be the game of the week.
I
Oh,
think
yeah.
tonight's the game of
upset
the week
of
to
the
me.
week.
Just saying. But anyway, what I'm saying is, yes, I as much as I despise Philly, as much as I despise Dallas,
I
unfortunately,
hate Philly.
I'm not a big Commanders fan. But the Commanders, I just love to see them actually doing well this year.
Yeah, no.
And again, they put Saquon on an O-line that actually knows what they're doing, right? Saquon didn't have that in New York. All right, I can make that argument all day against you.
Lauren in the chat is agreeing with you, Philly for the win.
But I'm
But
just
we'll
saying.
see. It's going to be a good game
That's what I'm saying.
regardless.
So that's why I have Philly going over 3.5 for that one against Washington. I also have the Buffalo Bills at -14 over New England Patriots.
Yeah,
Josh Allen, again,
he's
so
on a
good.
complete blowout. It's ridiculous.
Again,
Unfortunately, I relied a little bit too much on him last week in one of my leagues, and
Yeah. So-
I'm no longer in the playoffs in that
exactly.
league. But
Josh Allen's had an explosive offense, and their defense is at an elite level right now.
yeah, no.
They've stopped the Lions, who, by all means, I thought the Lions were going to have a clean sweep the rest of the year. I didn't think they were going to, have a potential of, I thought they were going to go.
The
Have it
Bills are going on an absolute tear right now, and
We
it's been
saw
a
what
perfect
we want
timing.
the Super Bowl to be.
If like you
And it
look
was a
at it,
great
Josh Allen in the last 5 games, he has scored a touchdown in every single one of those last 5 games.
Passing,
Okay?
rushing, and receiving.
Yep.
Yes. He also, in those last 5 games, he has scored 8 of his 11 touchdowns on the entire season.
Since he got engaged.
They are, that's exactly what started it. That's
He got
exactly
engaged
what
and he
started
went
it.
crazy.
That's what I've been saying. That's why Buffalo will. And again, New England, they used to be great. Tom Brady, all right, all those people.
Left with Belichick and Brady.
That's what I'm saying. So as soon as New England started losing Belichick, especially when they lost Belichick, it was over. I knew they were just going to be no show. And with the Bills being as elite as they've been, no way they don't win by 2 touchdowns. Like, it's easy. It's an easy
Yeah,
game.
no, I think that's for sure a lock.
And I think Amari Cooper comes back this week.
Yeah,
I think
he's gonna be hot.
He's due. He
Yeah,
needs something
100%.
going good for him.
That's what I'm saying. And then my last one I have here, I have the Green Bay -14.5 over the Saints. Green Bay with Jordan Love, again, have been electric. They're fighting
Yeah.
in the hardest division right now for a nice high seed in the playoffs. I mean, they got the Vikings. I mean, yeah.
I was
okay,
gonna say that
Chicago
division
isn't
is
much,
crazy.
but they got the Vikings, Chicago, all right. And they got the Lions in there along with the Packers. So it's like big that they're all within 2 games of each other, I think.
Yeah.
So with Jordan Love, actually, the hype that he's had, when he first started, when Aaron Rodgers was kind of there, a little iffy, but
Looked
I think
a
he's
little
finally,
green,
That's
but
what I'm saying.
he,
He looks way better now.
He looks so good. And
And
I drafted him. I had Richardson as my keeper. I drafted Jordan Love as a safety net. He's been
Good
my
choice.
starter all year.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
So those are my little props for tonight or for this weekend. I also have tonight's game. Again, that's another 25% live profit boost.
Yep.
So I have it
On
waiting
FanDuel.
on FanDuel. I have it waiting in my FanDuel, ready to go.
Nice.
Tonight's game,
I'm writing it down again.
like I said, for the first time in ever in NFL history, they moved a game to tonight. They changed. I think the Bengals are playing who they play. They're playing some other team. The Bengals got moved from tonight all the way up to Sunday, where they took the Denver Broncos and Chargers and moved them tonight because it's supposed to be
Cleveland.
It's supposed to be an electrifying game. It's literally, if Denver wins, they're in the playoffs. If the Chargers win, then they're ahead of them, Denver in the thing. But they need, I think, one other team to lose. I didn't really specifically look. I don't look at the Chargers. Don't care about them. Just like the Chiefs. Don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But for tonight, I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I have them under 41.5
See, I think
points.
it's going to be an absolute shootout.
Well,
I think Herbert and Nix are both going to combine for 500 yards.
Yeah,
But here's the thing. They both have a very strong defense.
that is true.
Look at the Broncos last week, right? Look at them the week before,
I
right?
don't think it matters. You're
I'm just
looking
saying.
at 2 fantastic arm talents. We know what Herbert can do, and Bo Nix has shown us week in and week out why he's the dude.
I agree.
I think we're going to see some crazy throws and some bomb plays tonight. Some
But-
70-yard touchdowns.
We might
I'd
see that.
love
I
to
hope
see
not. But like I said,
Love
it's
it.
under 41.5. They both have extremely strong defenses. I think it's gonna be a tight pack game. I do also have Herbert going over 1.5 passing touchdowns.
I like
Their
that.
run game,
McConkey.
yes, their run game has been absolutely trash.
Well, they don't have anybody.
That's what I'm
They're
saying.
all out.
They're all out,
Yeah.
everyone. So he's gonna rely on his wide receivers, his tight ends, Dissel, all them to actually do well tonight. So I definitely have him going over the half or 1.5 for passing touchdowns. So we need 2 tonight, boys. And then I think overall, like I said, the second half might be different. The first half I have them under 20.5 points. So I don't think both teams combined will go over 20.5 points because of that strong defense. They always come out strong. They might not finish as strong, but I don't think the first half will be that,
Yeah.
If it's going to be scoring, it's going to be later down.
Yeah.
It's not going to be in the first half at all. So those are my picks. Those are my locks this week. Go ahead, Clay. What you got?
Yeah, so I went with I don't get to play David Montgomery anytime touchdown this week, unfortunately. So that's a letdown. I rode that way for quite some time, but I'm going with Aaron Rodgers over 240.5 yards. On the year, which we know how slow he started, he's still averaging 232.
Yeah.
So he's on the cusp as far as the whole year goes. The last 2 weeks, he's averaging 314 yards. Him and Devontae Adams feel like it's starting to click. It's starting to come back. What was happening in Green Bay? Garrett Wilson's an animal. They got Conklin. They got Breece Hall. He's playing. So I think he's going to have some big plays, and I think 240 is not going to be a problem for him to touch this week. So that's my first one. My second one, I got Jahmyr Gibbs over 91.5 yards.
With Montgomery gone.
Exactly. With Montgomery gone, he's played 3 games with Montgomery out. He's averaging over 100 yards in those 3 games. This is a gritty team. Dan Campbell is not going to let anybody in the NFL think that they're losing the run game.
Yeah.
This camp, he's going to go out there. He's going to make a statement. He's like, you know what? We don't have Montgomery. Well, we have Gibbs. Sonic, he's going to run right down your throat.
Yep.
He's going to have big plays. It's not going to be a problem. And they're playing Chicago, the 5th best matchup for running backs. So I think 91.5 is kind of a freebie. I think he can probably do that, and I could see him doing it in a half. So I'm going to take that over. And then the last one I got here for you is Dorian Thompson-Robinson under 191.5 pass yards. Jameis Winston got benched. I don't know why. I will never understand it. He's the heart of that team. Cleveland, he's like Nick Chubb. Exactly, eating W's. He's been good, so I don't know why there's one bad game and they pull him.
Well,
not a fan of that.
I think they benched him.
I mean,
his not going to say inconsistency.
The pick
but
sixes.
He's turning over the ball.
Exactly what it
I'm
is.
saying he's
That's
He
turning
might
over
throw
the ball.
2 pick sixes, but he's going to throw 7 touchdowns.
Yeah, 500 yards.
Exactly. So, I think they're benching him because, they're pretty much at the playoffs.
I was
going
to
to
say, yeah.
Winston, cool, love him. His inconsistency with the turnovers is just tremendous right now. I think he actually leads the league in turnovers. He leads the league in pick 6.
And I think he's played 6 games.
Yeah, so I'm saying. So I think they're giving Thompson a good chance because he's also a rookie. Hey, it's the end of the year. We're already out. We're not fighting for a contending spot. Let's see what you got for potential next year.
Yeah.
And I really think they're feeling out that position because
they got to figure
Watson's
something
done.
out.
Right? He's out for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Are they going to keep him next year?
The Giants are doing a similar thing.
They're going to have to pull a Russell Wilson Denver situation if they want out of that contract. They
That's what
are
I'm saying. They're going to
up
have to
to
pay
their
him,
throat in money owed to
Which
that
is
guy.
so crazy, man. I don't know how they.
He hasn't.
they
He
can't
wasn't
get out
even
of
good
that.
for like 2 games.
No.
When he was at Clemson, he was
Nothing.
OP.
When he was in Houston, he was OP.
That's true. But it's just, I don't know. That whole situation with their quarterback, again, going back to relating to Denver, they, once we lost Peyton Manning, we had nobody, right?
Ass.
So I feel what they're trying to
But
do.
now you got Bo Nix, so it's like maybe they look at Denver, they're like, well, they got out of it, they ate a shit ton of money, they're in a better spot.
Exactly.
You know
Plus,
what I mean?
they're going to have a higher draft pick.
They're going to have a high draft pick, but yeah, so...
Hey, Clay's mom chatted. She was asking about what team does Liam like?
Well,
Denver.
Denver's my favorite
Denver
team.
Broncos fan. Clay's
Yeah,
mom.
I don't mind cheering for the Commanders in Baltimore because they're kind of close to where we are, but Denver Broncos all the way. Obviously, I don't like the Chiefs or the Chargers.
Yeah, screw them.
What about the Raiders? How do you feel about those guys?
Well, for the last 5 years, they were pounding on the Denver team. So now that we're pounding back on them, I kind of like it.
Yeah.
So I don't have hard feelings against the Raiders at the moment. The Chiefs, I do because Patty Mahomes, dude, great guy, Hall of Famer. It just you can't.
Not yet.
Yeah, I'm with you. I hate the guy, but it's also
I respect his game.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. It's hard to hate him because he's
It's
so
like
good.
a
but at the
LeBron
same time,
James
that's why I hate
situation.
it. Exactly. That's
Yeah,
exactly
it's a
what it
LeBron
is.
James
That's
situation.
exactly what it is.
But yeah, I mean, it's LeBron and Michael Jordan is literally Tom Brady and Pat Mahomes.
That's what I'm saying. There's
No.
Yes.
Dude,
yes.
Tom Brady wins it a million times.
And
Well,
so
yeah.
does Jordan.
right now.
Yes.
But listen, Tom Brady also
But there's
has.
people fighting for the other two.
Here's
That
the thing.
is true.
Look,
But Patrick Mahomes is so early
That's what I'm
in
saying.
his career.
You
Like,
can't.
they-
You can
can't-
compare them.
I mean, granted,
He's not as
he
early as
is
it
looking
feels,
for.
man.
Yeah,
It's 6 years.
shit, that's
More than that.
right.
No, it's on a
2016, brother.
I was gonna say
He's on
All right, so
8
let's put it
years.
this way. Tom Brady played what, 20?
He's got 2 contracts.
he was drafted. Tom Brady was, I believe,
Tom Brady was drafted in 2001.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
so
was
yeah,
gonna say- I
so
was
Tom
gonna say
Brady played
02, but
22
yeah.
seasons, whatever, right? Mahomes has yet to even play, 10 plus, right? And he's already this locked in, this good, right?
He's not on pace with Tom Brady.
No, and I don't think he'll be on pace.
Think about it. He's not.
You never know, though. But you never know.
If you look at the first 5 years of Brady, or the first 8 years of Brady and the first 8 years of Mahomes, Brady blows him out of the water. It's not even close.
That's very true.
It's not even close.
That's
Super
very true,
Bowls,
'cause
yards,
I was
everything
gonna say
blows
because
him out of the water.
Brady too. Oh, jeez.
Today, Junior.
Brady, he didn't even start when he first came in.
Nope.
It was a few years before
Glasgow
he started.
got hurt, and then he started.
and then he
after
jumped
that.
in. Yeah.
But yeah,
But Brady's.
All right. We gotta jump back
Anyway,
on
what
track.
are
We're
your
going on
lock?
tangent.
What are your pit props
All
this
right,
week?
my picks. Here we go. Starting off, I've got Nico Collins 6+ receptions. We've
Yep.
been talking about the Chiefs. They've been going against the Chiefs. Nico Collins.
He did last week.
I was gonna say last week he only had 4. He went 4 for 6 last week, but he had 2 touchdowns. I feel like this is going to be a similar situation. He's not going to have as many yardages. He'll get the receptions. He's not going to have yardages. But I would also throw a touchdown in with that 6+ reception.
I like that because if you really look at the details, yes, the Chiefs have been literally within 1 possession games for like the last 10 weeks.
Yeah. Jeez.
If anything, Houston's going to do it because they're actually going to use their weapons that they have.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They're not going to, sit back on the ball and be like, all right, we're just going to kick a field goal and pray. You know what I'm saying? They're
Yeah.
going to actually use Nico Collins. They're going to
Yeah.
actually use Tank Dell. They're going to use Joe Mixon. They're actually going to use, their weapons that they have. So that's what I'm going to beat the Chiefs. Because Patrick Mahomes finds a way no matter what. But
It's sickening.
I like the Nico
I
Collins
hate
one.
it. 13 seconds.
Yeah,
man.
no.
I just see
think
Steph
we-
Diggs standing there on the field watching the fucking confetti fall,
Yeah.
and his dreams fall with it.
My next lock that I have, I got Tony Pollard. There's no official line for it yet, but I'm going Tony Pollard over 85 yards rushing.
Okay.
Right? Colts have the 3rd highest rushing yards allowed in the league. And in the last, 3 of the last 7 games, Tony Pollard ran for over 100 yards. And granted, he's kind of been like milking his ankle and foot.
He is beat up.
But he's been doing that the last few weeks. In the last few weeks, he's had some of his better games.
But
So I think kind of this little rest
I like it.
period for him
But my other
is
thing
good
is they're
for him.
getting a new QB in there. Mason Rudolph's playing.
Another reason they're going to
But who
probably
knows?
run it.
They haven't given him a chance to throw the ball yet, is what I'm also thinking. And I'm not going against you.
Tony
Yeah,
Pollard.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. No,
Tony
I
has
understand.
what Tony has, but with Will Levis being in there, you couldn't throw the ball.
Yeah.
So how do
He
you know?
would.
He would
He
try,
couldn't, but he would.
So that's what I'm saying. With the new QB they're going to have in place, it's hard to statistically say that
Yeah.
what's going to happen.
If we're looking at it, at the beginning of the first half of the season, Tony Pollard didn't have a single game over 100 rushing yards.
Mm-mm.
It was the last 7 games that he first started hitting over 100 yards.
That's correct.
3 of the last 7, he's hit over 100 yards. Do I think he's going to get over 100 yards this week?
It'll be close if anything.
I was going to say, it'll be close. That's why I'm saying 85 locked in. I think that's
like it.
solid. If you want, throw a touchdown in there, but I'm going to avoid the touchdown.
They've been
on
using
that one.
Tajay Spears for the touchdowns,
yeah.
so I don't know. That's the rough one.
My third and final is Josh Allen over 236.5
Free.
passing yards.
Free.
I was going
That's
to say
pretty
the
much-
last 4 of the in the last 5 games, 4 of the 5 games, he's thrown over 250.
And what's crazy is you can't really start any of his receivers, except for Shakir.
It's brutal.
It's like, where's the
It's
ball
brutal.
going? Everywhere.
But Keon Coleman, I believe last week he was the number 1 in targets last week, even coming right off
But were you
an
happy
injury.
with his fantasy performance?
No, I didn't have him in fantasy, luckily, so
It's-
I didn't have to rely
It's
on
tough.
him. But
It's tough. It's like Josh Allen's doing so great, and you can't tail him with anybody.
yeah, no.
And
it's
if you
tough.
can, you don't know who it is.
Yeah.
Is it Amari Cooper?
I was
Is
gonna
it
say
Shakir?
because every
Is it
game it
Kincaid?
switches,
Is it
which
Dawson
I think
Knox?
is which I think is one of the reasons why they're getting so lethal now.
You don't know where the ball's going.
You don't.
It's not
It
like
can
Dallas,
go
you know the
anywhere,
ball's going
or
to
Josh
CeeDee
is going to
Lamb.
run it for 35 yards.
Exactly.
You know, like
Or he's
they're-
going to throw it to that guy, Then he's going to throw it back to Josh Allen.
Yeah.
He's going to run over here.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said,
back to James Cook, and he's gone.
in the last 5 games, he has scored 8 of his 11 rushing touchdowns.
And I
this
believe
year.
0 interceptions.
Yes,
Maybe
that's correct.
1, but I think it's 0.
I think 1. I
Yeah.
think it's 1 in the last 5 games.
Yeah.
He also just chucked the ball up on the interception, I believe.
Yeah.
He literally just 50-50 ball. Pray that you catch this.
You gotta give it to him.
Yeah.
I like Josh Allen. Again, going back on it. Then that goes back to my, earlier in the, I think it was week 2, we started talking about like MVPs. Dude, he's,
he's running
That's what
for
I'm
it.
saying.
He's running for it. I know we didn't specifically
It
put out a
was-
segment for MVPs, but if we did, I would have brought up.
And it's
Josh
crazy
Allen.
to see the shift from Lamar.
Yeah,
But again,
A month
Lamar
ago,
last
it's
week,
like undisputed. It's Lamar. There's no questions asked. Nothing can change this.
dude,
Now
but
it's
like the
I don't know.
last 5 games Josh Allen has had, you cannot say that he's not.
If
in
he
contention.
continues, he's getting the MVP.
I agree.
That's what I'm saying. If they stay on this hill 100%.
But then
he's
again, we got to go
guaranteed.
back to Lamar last week. 5+ touchdowns, 200.
But it didn't feel as good.
Last
it was
week, Josh
smooth,
Allen scored
but it
3
was
rushing
smooth.
touchdowns.
Okay, but yeah,
Which
I
is-
agree. But I'm saying again,
The week before that, he scored
3
5
passing,
touching.
1 passing,
yeah.
and 1 rushing.
but that's what I'm saying. It's still,
like-
Josh Allen has put his name above.
I'm not saying
Lamar.
Lamar's
Yeah,
not playing great.
absolutely.
But Josh Allen's doing it with almost no help.
Yeah.
Well, now
Jo-
you can't
yeah,
say
Josh
no, 'cause
Allen
you're
is
just going
doing
back
it
to what you just
himself.
said.
As much as Derrick Henry is good for the Ravens, he's not good for Lamar's MVP run, which is fine because he's got 2
I was
already.
gonna say.
He wants the ring instead. The Ravens, I think, could beat the Bills. I would take the Ravens over the
I would
Bills.
too.
Not tomorrow.
I think I'm just
But
a
in the
Josh Allen
playoffs, I'm gonna.
bandwagon.
Well, if they play in the regular
take it.
season, they play this week. I'm gonna take the Bills right now. But I think when you get into the playoffs, I think the Ravens are gonna take it.
I literally going back on what you're saying. Yes,
can dig
Lamar's
it.
2 MVPs. Lamar's
Somebody
going for a
wants.
3rd one, right? But he doesn't care. His mindset's not, I need to do this, we need to do this. It's how can we obtain
How can we win this game?
Yeah.
How can we go get a ring?
So that's my big thing. If they, and my God, if Lamar carries his team and ends up winning their division, I think he's got it said and done. I think he's got the
It'll be
MVP.
close.
It's going to be close. Josh Allen is making his freaking run.
And I
said,
agree.
He said, I'm going to get engaged and be happy, and I'm going to absolutely destroy everyone on the
And
football.
I
Stiff
agree.
arming, hurtling, doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
just ridiculous.
And again, with his win over Detroit last week, I mean, again, that was just more proven why he should have it. But
Yeah.
I'm just saying, overall, there's just 2 people. To me, people are like, oh, Saquon should be no. I don't care. Saquon's
Offensive
going to
player.
get Offensive Player of the Year.
I was
There you
Definitely
go.
not MVP.
No.
But I'm just saying, overall, those are my 2. If you were to bet money on one of the 2, you're 50-50 at the moment. There's no stats lead one way to the other. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little rough. Yes, Josh has been performing a little bit better in terms of rushing touchdowns, passing yards. But again,
Passing touchdowns.
Receiving touchdowns.
okay, well, 1 receiving touchdown.
Hey, Lamar doesn't
Hey,
have
that's
it.
what I'm saying. Unfortunately, Amari Cooper didn't get that credit towards anything on that one, which sucks for everyone else starting them in fantasy. And speaking of fantasy, let's start talking about a little bit more of the playoffs here, how we kind of did and everything like that. I just kind of think, again, we're in the playoffs. Like we said last week, don't try anything funny. Start who you start. You
Yep.
know, go with what your gut says.
Yep.
It's crazy because, I mean, if you had Josh Allen last week, I hope you won. If you
I
lost, I'm
had
sorry.
Josh Allen last week, and I lost in one of my
Wow.
leagues.
That's what I'm saying. I had
Yeah,
Lamar
no.
Jackson and I won, so I was happy.
It
but-
was that league lost first round of the playoffs. Lost. Josh Allen scored I think like 49 points or something crazy
It
like
was
that.
Yeah.
He single-handedly pulled me through the end of the season. He's the only reason I made the playoffs in that league, and it was a nail biter.
Well-
There was coming up on the last week. The last 2 spots for the playoffs were available for 4 or 5 people.
Yep.
It
Which
was
league we
one of
talking
those
about? Talking about
leagues,
different
and
league we're in?
I made it in,
Yeah.
and yeah, lost the first round. Josh Allen did go crazy, but
Was that the
yeah.
brothers league that you were in with your frat?
Yeah,
I got you.
fraternity.
See,
Yeah.
whatever. Fraternity, frat, short, syllable, whatever. Anyway, again, going back playoff style. Last week was a little scary for me. I was actually projected to lose at first. I had Lamar, so Lamar performing Lamar. I was, thankful.
Praise
Coming after your mom this week. Remember what I said a couple weeks ago? I matched her week 15. Bless you, sir. Matched her. Matched you again. Matched her week 15. And I told her, I said, hey, whoever loses this one, we're going to face again off in the playoffs. And I guarantee it's going to be the other way around.
Yeah, no, you did say that. And
I'm thinking, I have the upper hand on this one. Speaking stuff into existence, going to stick with it. So that one will be huge. And a big one for me also, I have on the other side of things is in our other league that we're in, the D-Gens.
Oh, I was projected 157 points to win by. It's a super boosted league. I mean, you get points for
I'm not
everything.
going down, Miss P.
Yeah,
blink,
we
you gotta
got
have
defensive players. And
Yeah, so you got IDPs. I mean, we've had some defensive linemen put up like 170 points in this league in 1 week. But yeah, I was projected going into the 4 o'clock games. I was projected to win by 171 points. I lost by 75 points.
Yeah.
They had Jared Goff put up 110 points, and our defensive players were putting up 60, 70 points a pop. And, my players put up 20, and I lost, tragically. But I'm down to just 1 league in the playoffs. I'm in 17 leagues. I'm down to 1.
my mom says you're going down.
No, it's not. I'm projected to win this week, but we don't know how projections go. I don't go.
I was going to say, plus isn't it like a 51 to 49%?
Oh,
it's
both
close.
of the matchups are
I was
so
going to
close.
say, they're
50,
so
50,
good.
49, 51. It's going to be a great week.
That's
insane.
why I love fantasy playoff football.
Listen, somebody's got to beat your mom because I don't want to have to put that placard on that trophy. And have to
just
put
wait.
2 placards on the trophy. She does placard on the trophy. Put that other placard on the trophy.
All I'm saying is Richard the Bandwagon, he was won it last year, right?
He won last year. He won the first year of the
Took
league.
him out. We're good, strong.
He's been great all year. He's been in second place and first place, bouncing between. But he's great. I mean, he's been great.
That's what I'm saying. He's kicked ass in every fantasy team that I've seen him like in the leagues that we play with him.
Basketball, football, no matter.
So I'm saying right now he's in our basketball. I read he's top. He beat me 3 weeks
11-1.
ago. So
it's insane.
Yeah. So I'm guessing me beating him as a lower seed. I think there's 6 of us.
You were the
now.
5th seed.
I'm the 5th. Beat the 2 seed going against the 1 seed this week, and I've already said it once. I'll say it again. Miss P, you're going down.
We'll get there, El Moose. We'll get there.
And you know what? It's gonna be a great week because it's gonna be such a close game. I know you've been in first all season, yes.
That's exactly because I Richard the Bandwagon. It's okay.
That's true, but
I think week 2 he might have had you up there, but we'll go back.
We'll see with that one. But yeah, fantasy playoffs again. Going back, you want to keep who you want in, right? You don't want to make those shifty moves.
Yeah, like we said last week, don't be cute. Don't be cute.
You're there
Play
for a
your
reason.
starters.
I got a question for you coming in from the chat. We got El Moose here. Evan, how you doing? We all heard Kirk Cousins got benched. Okay.
Yep.
It's tough to watch. He was my quarterback in a super flex.
Yeah, he's my quarterback.
I had him and Gino. It's a dynasty league. It's not looking great. But like we know, Michael Penix, he's coming in. He's going to be the starter. Do we think? Can you play him?
Yeah, going against the Giants.
I was gonna say.
Where are you
Granted,
drawing the line?
Giants-
Who are you starting over him?
Over who? Michael Penix?
Yeah. Who? At what point do you put him in over somebody else?
El Moose. Who do you got potentially playing over him?
Well, I have Kirk Cousins now. I can't even start.
Well, yeah.
So and Michael Penix are picked up.
I got a couple names.
Go ahead.
I got a couple names. I'm gonna give you a little start sit. Just give me your initial thoughts.
Yeah.
Cooper Rush.
Yeah, I'd start Penix over
Cooper Rush just threw 3 touchdowns last week.
But
Had a great game.
look who
I
Michael
don't
Penix
care.
going against this week. This is my thing.
Okay.
I was gonna say it's the Giant. You got to remember
Okay.
it's the Giants.
what
Granted,
about-
I'm a Giants fan. I got the sweater on.
What about Mac
But-
Jones?
No,
No.
absolutely not.
I don't think I would.
Okay. Drake May.
You know, only because
I
they're going
wouldn't.
against the Bills, I would not know. If they were playing a lower team, potentially. Just because Drake May has settled down, he's actually done decently well. He's still a rookie. I get that. He's got the leadership, but again,
Excuse me.
I think a different league you do. If he's not playing the Bills. He's playing the Saints. Yeah, I'd start May over. But again, going back to it, Michael Penix. I don't know why they sat Kirk Cousins. I didn't read it.
He's been terrible.
He has been.
He's been awful.
But
They had to make a move.
Oh, he said he's got Jalen Hurts, but he's in 8th place. Needs a Hail
Jalen
Mary
Hurts.
to stay relevant. I would play Jalen
Hurts.
Hurts.
I would
play Jalen Hurts.
You have to work.
There's the off chance Penix has that crazy freaking game.
He's still a rookie,
But,
though. Jalen
like we
Hurts,
said
we've seen
before, don't try to be cute. Just freaking play your starters. stay solid, especially with Jalen Hurts. I'd stick with Jalen
The
Hurts.
Falcons did put up big numbers, but you got to think Michael Penix has not been taking reps with these guys but a week. He's been taking reps with second, third, fourth string guys. Kirk Cousins has been getting all these reps. He's throwing to Kyle Pitts for probably the first time all year. Maybe not the first time all year, but he
came in a game.
One game.
That's what I'm
half
saying.
a game. So it's like he hasn't been getting reps. The team isn't doing good. Your stars have gotten you to 8 out of 10. I feel you, but I don't think Jalen Hurts is why. I think maybe some of your other guys.
I can't argue. Jalen Hurts is, going back to last week, we said A.J. Brown was going to have a big game. A.J. Brown popped off. You can't. Jalen Hurts is great. He has a rushing touchdown last week. Thank goodness.
I was going to say, anytime.
If you're not going to make the playoffs, play Penix, because if he goes crazy, you can be the guy that called it.
Yep.
That's how I would treat it.
Yeah.
I agree.
But if you're in the playoffs, or if you have a
Jalen
chance
Hurts.
at the playoff, if it's a late week or one of the leagues that go to week 18, play Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, you got to stick with what works. You can't change it up. But if you're out like you would be in one of our leagues, I'd say go for it, dog.
All but one.
Yeah, I would say go for it. That'd be huge there.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a special moment here for you. We do a DFS face-off each week, and me and Liam have been the brunt of the jokes for a couple weeks here.
2 weeks.
Somebody has continuously wore the crown. Not this week.
We switch it up, baby. But first, our loser gets to spin the wheel
For the first time.
Well, I will,
Pass the crown.
for this moment, I will place the crown upon your head. Congratulations.
Attaboy.
It feels good. I'm glad to be at the top.
Spray tan.
I might as well glue it on because I'm staying here.
We know how this works, man.
Okay.
The wheel's very loose. So
Spray tan. Round Hill Mama said spray tan. Let's see it.
So, Ben, you know how this works? You spin the wheel.
Yeah,
Once it starts to go to that backwards motion, you stop it with your finger.
Yeah. Oh, God, I'm so nervous.
Come on, spray tan.
We're looking for dark orange.
I'm here for a mile run. I might have spun
Before
that
it
too hard.
spin
This
it,
thing's
or-
gonna go forever.
Well,
Before it finishes, we want to confirm that it's a level 10 spray tan.
Oh yeah.
It's not a level 2,
Yeah,
3.
it's like
You're going to
it's
know
like
we got a
Bahama
spray tan.
vacation
Yep.
spray
A
tan.
2-week
It's
Cancun
nothing.
trip or
Yeah.
something here.
At the level 10, y'all gonna
Cowboys are never at the
Oh,
top.
God,
That's accurate.
Come on, please.
get your finger ready, buddy.
Dark orange. We're looking for spray tan.
I'll call it
Oh,
a
I'm
maroon
getting
color
so
than a
nervous.
dark orange.
Oh, it's going to be
Dude,
good.
these bearings are so freaking
Come on, one
good.
more time.
One more ring. One more spin.
Stop it now.
What is it?
Cinnamon
The
challenge.
cinnamon challenge.
Oh.
All right.
People have died doing that, so take a deep breath.
Hey, you know what else?
That's what I will not do.
You know what else people have died doing? Eating 3 raw expired eggs.
Yeah, we did find that out after the
Which-
fact.
By the way, you can find those on our YouTube video, which is linked in the
Linked in
Twitch description.
That's
Yep.
correct.
Right.
All of these streams, they go up on YouTube later, so Sunday morning you want to come back, look at what we were talking about, pull it up, whatever, and the punishments are up there. But yeah, it should be good here, so let's just go ahead.
That's the cinnamon challenge. I'm writing it down.
Yep,
Cinnamon
challenge. Write that
challenge.
down.
Write that down.
We'll do it live.
We're going to do it live.
Go live.
All right, so moving into this week's showdown here, we got week 15.
Are we jumping to DFS?
We're jumping right into
All right,
DFS here, so get your lineups
I gotta
out.
get my lineup. Get my lineup here. Here we go. Here we go.
All right, starting at quarterback, I went with Aaron Rodgers. I'm going to follow my prop. I've been doing this for a while. Whatever my prop is, I usually try to find a way to put them in my DFS lineup. If I think they're going to do good and I think they're fairly priced, I'm going to put them in. Aaron Rodgers is going against the Rams. I could see this being great. And like I say, he's coming off 2 fantastic weeks with lots of touchdowns, lots of yards. $5,600, I'm taking them.
I love that. Didn't see that.
Yo, your mom, Clay's mom. I hope you get an eagle tattoo on that wheel.
That's a rough one.
Oh my god.
Going back to Aaron
that's
Rodgers.
awesome.
I
love
definitely
that.
don't already have a regrettable tattoo on my leg, but that's okay.
Hey, things happen for a reason, right, man? Going back, I love Aaron Rodgers. I'm gonna speak off Aaron Rodgers. I'm actually going Jared Goff against Chicago this week.
Had a great game last week.
That's what I'm saying. And I believe that because of that loss that they have against the Bills, Dan Campbell's gonna be like, "Listen, boys, we lost, we humbled. Let's get back out there. Let's fight back harder."
That's exactly what he said on he had a call-in radio show.
They really,
Yeah, he's like, we lost, we needed it, they punched us, we're getting back up.
I love that. Hey, you know what? That's cool. So that's why I got a good old Jared Goff for 6,800 there. Who you got, Ben?
At QB, I've got Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold's been solid all year. I have him in our sleeper league.
Yep.
I think he's going to be solid quarterback.
Okay.
Solid quarterback.
Who they play this week?
I forgot.
All right.
I saw it and I liked it. Who is it? You guys got your
Seattle.
Okay. Yeah. That's why I picked them. I think that's going to be a little bit of a shootout.
Okay. Running backs is where I spent basically all my money. I went with Saquon Barkley against Washington, $8,300, and then I went Jahmyr Gibbs against Chicago, $7,500.
Wow.
I went top heavy. I went a little cheaper with Rodgers versus maybe I tried to squeeze Josh Allen in there. I didn't like what I came up with, so I went a little cheaper. I like Rodgers' matchup. Frees up a lot of money for these stud guys I want to get in.
I like that. I sat there and
That's
I debated.
crazy though.
Before you pulled
That's
up,
expensive.
Yeah,
No,
wait till you see the rest of the line.
before you pulled up, I was sitting here like, dang, I really want to put Gibbs in my lineup. I just have that feeling. But I realized, why not try something that's not worked, right? I won last week because I changed something up, right?
Yeah.
Tua did awful. Thanks for picking that, by the way.
Yeah,
guys.
veto.
Yeah.
Punishment victory.
So, anyway, I got Travis Etienne going in. They're playing a really lower seed team here. Etienne's fully back. He's been running. He's doing really well. Followed up. I also have Brian Robinson Jr.
Yep.
Going back and looking at the last time they faced Philadelphia, Brian Robinson got in the end zone. He had high rushing yards, high rushing attempts.
Yep.
He carried the ball. I think they're going to repeat what he did this time, but this time get him the ball a little bit more and get him through those holes.
Yeah, and Washington's actually ranked 5th in rushing.
Yeah.
So,
Well, Eckler's been good too,
Yeah.
but he's out now. But that frees even more up for him to get some more touches.
who you got, Ben?
Running backs, I went Bijan Robinson
Good.
against the Giants. I think, because the Giants, they have a fair secondary. Their backs and their safeties are fair, right? Run defense is horrendous. They're 26th, I believe, in the
Yeah, it's
league
bad.
in run defense. So I
Is
think
Dexter Lawrence still hurt?
That
would make
have
that
to
mean-
double check, but
If he's out, I'm
he
starting
may
anybody
be.
against the Giants.
But yeah, I got Bijan Robinson, and then my second running back is Devin Singletary. Had to save a little bit of money, but the last 2 weeks when they were in that
Red
crunch
zone,
situation,
5,
2,
7,
3
8 yards out,
exactly.
he's
They
getting the
put
rock.
Singletary in and to just kind of boulder through and get that touchdown. So
It's like Charbonnet and Walker. When they get in
Exactly.
that 5, it's
Yep.
Charbonnet. You got to have that boulder.
Yep.
Send him up the middle, push a couple guys, he's getting in.
Yep.
And that's what Singletary's doing.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, so going into the wide receivers. My wide receiver 1 is JSN. I got him against Minnesota this week, $6,000. And this is where we start getting a little cheaper here. I got Keenan Allen, $5,300 against Detroit. He's been playing really good. Caleb Williams and him are starting to connect a little bit. Did you see his toe tap? That was crazy.
Crazy.
Go watch that on YouTube after the stream, not now. Last receiver I got is Tim Patrick on Detroit. He has carved a rollout on this team.
Yep.
He is no longer the wide receiver 3 on certain sets. He is the X receiver on some of these plays that they're calling. He's the guy. They're manufacturing touches for him. It frees up Amon Ra. Everybody can thrive in this situation. Tim Patrick, $4,500. I'm grabbing him.
I love it. Going back, I actually said Brian Robinson Jr. I meant to say Breece Hall as my other running back. Meant to say that. I had him on the thing here.
Wait
It's
a
on
minute.
here.
Hold on.
I haven't set the lineup yet.
Hold on. I do believe last week I didn't set the lineup, but because I said that I was taking Isaiah
No, we already set the
Likely,
lineup.
you guys
No.
forced me to do it.
Time out.
You said...
Challenge flag.
Hold on. Did he not say
Wait,
Brian Robinson?
we will roll with whatever the Google Doc says.
What does the Google Doc say?
It literally
Breece Hall.
says Breece Hall.
It says Breece Hall.
Ah, fuck.
Yeah.
It's
So
a-
anyway, I'm gonna
just
say
this
Breece Hall.
time, not
Wait,
next
how
time.
did that... Wait.
It's just
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Keep going.
So
You guys have a Google Doc without me?
You don't have a computer.
Long story short, my wide receivers are going to be Jennings. With Debo being awful this year, I just think Jennings has been really well. He's been the team at the moment.
He has been doing pretty good.
I have also followed by Shakir. Josh Allen and Shakir have actually been clicking on all cylinders. Again, it's that who's going to get the ball. You never know. I think Shakir's going to do really well. And I also have followed by SNJ, Jackson Smith and Jigba, who I hope...
JSN?
Huh?
Nothing. Keep going.
JSN. Yeah, whatever.
SNJ.
Anyway, long story short, those are my wide receivers. So you got Benji. Is it not JSN?
You said S&J.
JSN.
That's
I'm
all right.
dyslexic.
That's all right.
I'm
We're not going
dyslexic.
to make fun of you for it. Go ahead, Ben. What do you got?
I've got. I actually doubled up. I had to save a little bit of money, but I've got Amari Cooper and Keon Coleman. You were talking about Khalil Shakir.
Mm-hmm.
He's been hot. I think New England is going to use all of their efforts to shut him down, and it's going to be a game for Amari Cooper. Keon Coleman's back. He's fully 100% healthy. Like I said earlier, last week he was their number one in targets.
Good old pooper scooper.
So I've got those two, and like I said, I had to save some money for the Jamar Chase.
There it is. I was wondering where that money was spent. I ain't seen it yet. That makes sense.
That's where it was.
Jamar Chase is...
Between him and Bijan Robinson was $8,100 as well.
But Bijan's also facing New York.
I was going to say. That another reason why I wanted to pick him up.
Yeah.
That's good. Who you got for your tight end?
I got Sam Laporta. I got. I like that game, Detroit Chicago. I got. Let's see, 4 people in that game. I doubled up on both sides.
He
of
was
that game.
pretty
Over
easily
20
priced.
points. Over 20 points last week. $4,700. It's on the higher end for tight ends, but you'll see some 6,000 in the tight end position. So grabbing anything below 5,000 that can put up 20 points, I'm gonna take advantage of it.
Yeah, no. I also grabbed Sam Laporta.
That's awesome. You know, I went with the questionable Zach Ertz.
What's your pivot?
I have to look. I haven't even had a pivot yet. I can look right now if you really want me to. I'm assuming he's
Brian Robinson.
Yeah, I'd love that. No, my pivot will be here in a second if I can pull it up here on my phone.
But while he's looking for his pivot, we're going to move into the flex spot here. I got Tajay Spears. I'm going to ride that wave that Tony Pollard still beat up. We have to remember Tajay Spears was a rookie last year, and on the same team, when they had Derrick Henry, he out-touched Derrick Henry on a regular basis. He's a stud. He scored twice last week. He's getting a ton of work. And Pollard's still banged up. They're going to use him. They're going to use him in the pass game. I think with the new quarterback coming in, there might be some dump-off, and Spears is their guy for the dump-offs.
That is true.
He's like the P. Ryan of Kansas City.
Yeah.
He gets all the passes, and he's good. He's young. He's got some burst to him, and they're playing Indianapolis.
I like that. I'm going to go with Noah Fant as my backup.
Okay.
So he's less, but oh well. It's whatever.
All right.
You talk about your flex right
Flex,
there?
yep, go ahead.
Cool. My flex is Jordan Addison.
Yep.
Hell of a player.
It's solid.
Been doing wonders this year.
Solid.
Have him in fantasy league. Love it. I just think, again, going back to what kind of you said earlier against New England, Garden Shakir. I love that. I think whoever Minnesota's playing. I think they're playing. Who are they playing this week? Do you have it pulled up?
Minnesota?
Yeah. Are they playing
Seattle?
Seattle. Thank you. I don't know why we both can't remember that.
Yeah, right.
I think Seattle's going to put everything on good old Justin Jefferson.
Yep.
And that's going to leave him open. So that's why I chose him in my flex spot. Who you got, Benji?
My flex, I've got Michael Wilson.
Nice.
Michael Wilson's
Again, I like that one.
been
We went with it
popping
last
off
week.
a little bit crazy. Last week he had 2 touchdowns, I think.
One.
1 touchdown, but friggin'
Devontae Adams went off.
they've been
48
looking
points
at him
in my
like
DFS
crazy,
lineup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. Who you got for defense?
Defense, I've got Bills defense.
Okay,
I
good
think
choice.
Bills are going to shut New England down, and it's just going to be a no-brainer.
I love it. I have the Lions defense. Again, the last time they played, why you got the Lions defense or something?
No, you'll see. I ran out of money.
Oh, I went with the Lions defense. Last time they played Chicago, it was a really actually close game. It came down to what? The last 13 seconds. That's why the coach got fired.
Yep.
Yeah. Whatever.
No timeouts.
They had one timeout. They didn't want to use it. I think
know.
this week.
That was so crazy.
Yeah, I think this week, since they're coming off the loss again, Dan Campbell's they're humbled. They're just going to step it up. They're not going to even let it be a close game. So
Yeah.
that's why the Lions.
I got the Panthers.
Oh, I mean,
I ran out of money.
but again, look what the
I ran out of
Panthers.
money.
The Panthers kept it close.
And they're playing Arizona, so, their defenses look better. They've generated some turnovers. in
And
the past couple
Arizona,
games.
Black Ops 6 is out.
Kyler Murray.
We're
He's
just
not
saying,
prepared for this game.
Yeah, we're just saying Black Ops 6 is out. You never know what Kyler Murray's going to do. He could pull an all-nighter grinding for that gold camo the night before and
I
not
don't
be
even
on
think
his
they have gold
A-game.
camos anymore. I don't even know. I don't even play Black Ops anymore.
Neither do I.
So I don't even know if they. I think they're like some cool wavy.
map.
Whatever it is. You know Kyler is freaking grinding
Exactly.
for those camos.
Clay, your sister said, "What's your top sleeper pick for this week in both NFL betting and fantasy football, and why?"
Kendra Miller.
Why?
Because Alvin Kamara is gone.
Fair enough.
So
Yeah.
Kendra Miller,
Damn,
I think,
okay.
is in his second year. He's battled injury his entire time in the NFL. their head coach got fired. The previous head coach did not like Kendre Miller. He made it very obvious in press conferences. He openly talked down on his own running back.
Yeah.
He came back from injury 2 weeks ago, and this is under the new head coach. Kendre Miller in his first game back had a touchdown and 63 yards.
I like it.
Now Kamara is gone. So he's going to see a massive jump. He got hurt.
He's hurt?
He is hurt. He's going to be out for the rest of the year, so Kendre Miller is your guy. If you picked him up, you're doing good. They do have, they play Green Bay this week, which isn't a great matchup, but he's going to have a ton of work. He's going to catch a ton of passes. They got Spencer Rattler starting. There's going to be dump-offs. If they do get close to the goal line, he's the only guy. So he's going to see it. He's fairly priced in DFS. His lines are low for betting, and he was basically free in fantasy about 3 weeks ago. So he's my sleeper.
My sleeper is actually going to be the starter for Atlanta this week. Good old Michael Penix. Why? Again, they're playing New York. I think that if anything, this is going to be his time to shine. Because they're going to have Bijan run the ball. They're going to have Kyle Pitts. But I think ultimately, if he wants to seal a starting, maybe not a starting spot over Kirk Cousins, primetime Kurt, always good at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
But if he wants to start showing why he was chosen, why he was chosen at the draft position he was at, I think it's this week. I think overall he's doing really well. And there's no stat line to go off of what he can and can't do.
Yeah.
So his lines I already know are low. They're not high, anything crazy like, oh, he's going to throw for 260 yards at negative 180. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing crazy like Josh Allen's would be. So statistically, the betting side of things, his all lines are low, and he's going to be a high value market if he hits above those. So
yeah.
I think it's a week to shine for that one. Do you have anyone for sleeper wise?
I would probably say my sleeper this week would be Keon Coleman.
Okay.
He I've said I think 3 times now.
Yeah.
Last week he was the number one. He had the most targets. He's back. He's fully healthy. They're playing New England, so I think potentially they're bigger guys like Shakir. He may potentially get some rest.
Yeah.
And Keon Coleman's going to be the one that kind of steps in there.
Yeah.
I like it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move into our next segment here. We do this on a weekly basis. We originally said it was going to be special, and now it's every week, so it's every week special. But, ladies and gentlemen, we have Zach. He's calling in. We got some sleepers of the week. We got all sorts of stuff. We're going to let him run this part here. So, Zach, you got the mic, and you're ready to talk, man.
What's up, guys? How y'all doing this evening?
We're doing good. Doing good. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. I've been running around all evening. I just got home like 20 minutes ago.
Oh, man.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Went to two Chick-fil-A's. One of them said they didn't have chicken nuggets.
What?
The other one was out. The Martinsburg one was out in the road. You couldn't even get in the parking lot.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, Chick-fil-A having a special tonight or something? Like buy 6 chicken nuggets, get 7 free or something?
It's actually just the only good restaurant in Martinsburg.
Yeah, I'm sitting here. It's Thursday night. I'm trying to put a quick Captain Showdown lineup in.
Yeah, mine's going in shortly.
Broncos in the captain slot.
Wow. Okay.
Cameron Dicker, Ladd McConkey, Bo Nix, Cortland Sutton, Javonte Williams.
I like that.
Yeah, that's where I'm going with that.
Nick
So I
Bonito's
figure I
going to
can
get you a
get.
lot of sack points tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I figure I go with the Broncos defense is just creating turnovers like crazy.
Yeah, they are.
So yeah, so I got 3 plays this week and two fades.
Okay.
My first play that I like this week is Kyler Murray. And I know you guys have been talking about him previously. I caught the end of what you were saying. I think he's going to have a big game against Carolina. I think Trey McBride, they've been talking about him all week, getting him a touchdown.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to throw a ton of passes to him. I think he's going to have his way this game. I think it's going to be one of those 30-point games out of him.
Yeah.
Could very well happen. Then he could crap the bed like he's been doing every other week. So it's like every week he hits. One week he hits, one he doesn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think anything you got in week 16 right now, you're feeling pretty good against Carolina.
Yep.
Carolina does not have a defense at all.
Cooper Rush made that
I
apparent.
love you hearing you saying that because in DFS, Clay has them.
Yeah, I mean, Cooper Rush threw for 3 touchdowns, and Rico Dowdle was the top running back on the year, or on the week. On the week. He's actually been pretty bad on the year, but He was the number 1 running back last week in yards. So Carolina is awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think he's a play. My next play, this guy can have a big game against a depleted Detroit Lions defense. I'm talking Keenan Allen.
Yeah, I hope so. He's in my DFS.
I think he's a huge play this week. Detroit's decimated.
They got 19 people on IR just from the defense.
Yeah, and I think Caleb Williams. He let him up last time, and so did Allen. So Allen had like two or three touchdowns.
Yeah.
So you got him week 16. You got him the semifinals, and you're feeling pretty good, right?
Most of the time.
So yeah, I like him this week. And then my last guy, I got to give him love because he helped me down the stretch last year. Unfortunately, I don't really have him too many places right now. I think Jerome Ford. I think he's going to be a great play this week.
Nick Chubb broke his foot. He's out. So, I mean, if you have him, play him.
Well, and you got DTR at quarterback. So what's that going to look like? You know what I mean?
Whole lot of run plays.
Yeah, so I like him this week. I'm not saying start him over Joe Mixon or anything like that, but if you got him for a flex, hell yeah, giddy up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those are my 3 plays. My biggest fade of the week. I think he's going to let a lot of people down, and not just because of the team he's on, but just the matchup's not the greatest. I'm talking Tua Tagovailoa. Yeah, I don't think he's going to have a very big game this week. Not really feeling the matchup there. I don't know if Waddle's going to be playing.
Yeah.
And then you got Hill, who hasn't really been doing too much. So I don't really. Speaking of quarterbacks, man, did you guys see some of the throws Josh Allen was putting on the Lions last week?
Dude.
Oh my gosh.
He was
ridiculous.
Full out running in his full sprint to his left, throwing across his body, across the middle of the field,
It's
all
nuts.
the money.
It's nuts.
In stride.
He shouldn't have been doing what he does, but he does.
He's an animal.
That guy's playing unreal, dude. Right now,
he's a freak of nature.
It's absolutely insane. It's just crazy when you're watching him play.
Yeah.
And then my next fade is going to be Jerry Jeudy of the Cleveland Browns.
Oh yeah.
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 He let me down.
I'm not excited to start him.
I was going to say no, he didn't.
Hey, I'm not. I think you're right. I wouldn't be excited to really play any pass catchers on the Browns right now. I think you can't really play Njoku, Judy, all these guys. I mean, Elijah Moore, I think he's coming back from injury. I don't think you can play really anybody. I think you just kind of fade the whole offense besides Jerome Ford.
Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely fade Judy and definitely fade Tua this week.
Okay.
Man, it sucks because a lot of the matchups I'm in right now in the quarterfinals, I have Tua.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't know who to pivot to. You know, I got Brock Purdy, who has a bad matchup too. I mean, Miami's pretty good against the quarterback, so.
Yeah, Zach. Now you mentioned Keenan Allen. You think Keenan Allen's going to have a good game? Would you start him over Courtland Sutton?
No.
No, I don't think you can do that. Courtland Sutton's too important.
And then who are you going to watch on Thursday? You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Who are you going to watch?
Yeah, no,
you gotta
because I'm playing against you this week, Zach. So I want to make sure I'm scoring as much as I can.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I like Keenan Allen this week, but it's like you almost can't sit Sutton because he's the alpha.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
What's your third option? Who's your next best?
Jacoby Myers.
They're playing.
I'm playing Sutton.
Yeah.
That's who you play.
Yeah, no, he's my solid starter. If we're going with our don't be cute advice, I'm playing Sutton.
You play Sutton there. I think that's the play for sure.
Hey, I got one for you.
Yeah.
Richardson or Darnold?
Richardson.
Darnold.
I think Darnold. I think against the Seahawks, he's gonna put.
Wait. What is his
right?
matchup?
They're playing the Seahawks.
Richardson's playing. They should be playing.
Richardson's playing Tennessee. I'm gonna take Anthony Richardson. He's maybe 28% completion percentage, but he's getting rushing touchdowns. He's their guy.
All right. What about BTJ or James Connors in the flex?
BTJ.
James Conner against Carolina.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
I think if you have Brian Thomas, you have confidence to play him, but I'm not playing him over James Conner in that matchup.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, right now I got Darnold over Richardson, so I don't know what to do there. But
Rico Dowdle just put up 140 yards on Carolina, and James Conner is a way better running back than Rico Dowdle. I'm going to play that. I mean, I could see an easy 20 points out of him, and then I falls in the end zone.
Chris Collinsworth over here on Rico Dowdle.
You see my Twitter.
Play all your Cardinals, right?
Yeah.
Play them all. Just play them all. Fire them all up.
Yeah.
We do it live.
We'll do it live.
Do it
Put 'em
live.
in.
Do it live.
But yeah.
All right, guys. Well, hey, I appreciate you having me on. It's always good talking.
Hey, always a pleasure.
We're going to have you on in
Pleasure.
person here soon, Zach. We're going to have to do it.
Yeah, man. Definitely.
You got to bring us Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, we'll have a Chick-fil-A party. That's cool.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. Anyway, all right, thanks for calling in, Zach.
Yeah, guys. Have a good one, all right?
Hey,
You too, brother.
Zach.
Bye, man.
Bye.
Anything anyone else want to touch on?
Hopefully I beat Zach in playoffs this week.
Your mom's going down. It's all right. Writing manifest.
All
I
right.
can talk to. We're good.
Right.
Sorry,
You did call it
I
a
did.
couple weeks ago.
I
You
did. I already
say.
knew I was going against her in the playoffs.
Yeah, but
I already knew it.
Yeah.
So
If you're in the playoffs, congratulations. Play your guys.
pat on the back.
Round of applause for the playoff makers. If you're like El Moose and 8 out of 10, hope it's a dynasty league, and maybe you'll get a pick next year. But other than that, like I said, pat yourself on the back. Don't forget, 15 minutes live profit boost on FanDuel.
Yep.
Get the bets in.
25%
Lock 'em
profit
in.
boost.
Mhm.
Yep.
it's gonna be a nice game tonight. It's gonna be electrifying.
It's
yeah,
gonna
it's gonna
be-
be a good game. One of the
And-
best games of the week, probably.
And when you do the live bet, don't get stressed out. It's crazy.
Clay always freaks out with the live bet because
You
he
gotta
doesn't
press-
let him bet, and he
What you
freaks
do
out. And
right now, before the game starts,
you have it
everything
in your bet slip.
And as
Have
soon as
it
the
in your
kickoff
bet
hits,
slip.
you do boom, profit boost, done.
Bam.
It's not as easy as they make it sound. Your first time's going to be a little
It's easy
chaotic.
for most people.
You got to be quick.
understand,
So you
you
got to be ready. You got to be
understand.
quick. But yeah, I mean, other than that, take yourself a round of applause. Yeah, that's all I got. Use that
Awesome.
profit boost. Make some money this weekend. Win your fantasy championships or your semifinals. Go for that ring. If you guys want to get a trophy, fantasychamps.com. We're not sponsored, but we love them. We use them in all our leagues.
Yeah.
Trophies, rings, hats, helmets, anything you could
Like
need,
that.
it's there for your champ. If you want to buy it for yourself, maybe you won 2 years ago when the league wasn't really a league, and you want to get a nameplate, you can go on fantasychamps.com. and
Ballsy.
you can get a nameplate, and then you can keep it wherever you want to. But yeah, you can go ahead and do that. Other than that, have a great week, everybody. Do you guys have anything you want to say?
The only other thing I would say is don't forget to check out the YouTube channel. That's where the